enjoyable. And I made good money. I made more than my husband did. Because he was in the card room, his wages weren't very good. But because we ran piecework, you slogged at it and you made your money. Yeah, because he always used to say, I'll give all working, you can carry on, you know.
It's amazing what they found in them bales of cotton. Because they used to tell us when I was delivering them.
Yeah.
You know, these African states and that, were, you used to get American, Sudanese cotton, there was Egyptian cotton, and what was inside these, you know, you couldn't believe it. Yeah. You know, babes that had been born, you know, and got out the way and bailed up. Yeah, all kinds of things. Yeah. Used to tell us from Devil Hole, you know.
And then there was this machine, and you just fed it on. It was absolutely filthy. And then that split all the rough from the smooth, you see. We used to call it sludge. Yeah.
There'd be seeds in it and all sorts.
Oh, there were seeds, all sorts of fun. Fleet. You had to have covered up. Before, it's tracked through that. Yeah, before I went up morning, I used to spray myself with fleet powder on my clothes. And we don't go in the house when we came home. My dad used to have a strip off in the shed. And you put, well, I was the only girl in our family up till this were last. And he used to have a dress there to put on. You don't go up table with cotton ear or anything. No, you have to comb everything off. In the house, have a cold wash before you went in the house.
The beginning of the 20th century saw a second golden age of mill building in the borough of Rochdale. These on a larger scale than before and run by limited companies. Croft and Clover, State and Arrow Mills, the Crawford A&B Mills, the Era Ring Mill, Mars, Marland and Castleton Moor, and of course Dunlop Mill, which, when completed in 1919, was the largest ever spinning and weaving mill under one roof. At one time, the floor space covered 30 acres, one floor alone covering 3 acres.
I think the wage was 25 shillings when I first started, which is £1.25 in new money. And you got a rise every half birthday of half a crown, 2 and 6. That's 12.5p. And of course, you know, you tipped that up at home when you got home. And my mother being a widow, it did help a little bit, I'm sure. At that particular time at Dunlop, in the 1950s, there used to be a fleet of Rochdale Transport double-decker buses that came every morning bringing the people into work. And there was also the same fleet going back at night at 4:30 to take the workers home, or back into town. And when you think of it, you know, probably about 15 coaches, it's a lot of people. And going out of the factory and down Royal Road and down Manchester Road into town, I always had a bike and I used to just get in behind a bus and you know, get dragged along a little bit with the suction. But that was good. I couldn't afford bus fares. So, and one of the first rooms I went in was number 2 flat, which was in the large 7-storey block, which was a doubling room. And my mother worked there when she was expecting me. So I was actually going into the same place I'd gone into when I was being carried, which I think that probably always give a sentimental feeling for that department. Stories have it with mule spinners that on a Saturday morning or Saturday after the people had gone home, because in those days many of them worked Saturdays, the managing director, the grandfather of Edmund Gartside, would go around, and if there was if there was cotton on the floor, he would draw a circle around it, and it would go into his book, and that would result in that person being disciplined, possibly, probably no more than being shouted at or told about it by his supervisor on the Monday morning. Dunlop was always said to be one of those factories that if you stayed at Dunlop until you were 30, that you'd work there for the rest of your life. I'm pleased to say I didn't stay there until 30 because I left when I was about 22, and I went just up the road to Arrow Mill.
Although mill life was hard and conditions often very poor, many built strong and lasting friendships with fellow workers. Tradition and humour also helped raise spirits, with work parties and sporting events a regular feature of mill life.
You made lots of friendships though, because everybody was in the same environment. And you made friends, you went out, you had a blue bib overall, and you went out at night in that. I'm a golfer, you know, and everybody was the same. And you go down snooker hall, and you penny, or at picture tuppence. You have blue overalls on, though, and cotton, still leave cotton on it, you know. Because I'm working a cotton mill, I'm a golfer.
When you first went to the mill, you'd be hoping that you had loads of cotton in your hair when you were going home. Because you didn't comb it out, did you, till you got home? Because you wanted everybody to know. Didn't you? It was funny. It was a funny thing, but that's what you did. And like the people that had worked in for years and years, before they left, they'd comb their hair, wouldn't they? And they'd be doing all this and all off. But you didn't when you first started, did you? You know, you wanted to go home with cotton on and look like you'd done a hard day's work.
And if you were going out that night, you'd get your rollers up at dinner time, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Put your rollers up and put your scarf on, you know.
They were good days because everybody did one another's hair, didn't they? Everybody, you know, at dinner time, they'd put the rollers in and then somebody else would watch their machinery, you know, at nearly home time, while somebody took your rollers out and combed it out for you, ready for going out at night.
But it was good comradeship, wasn't it? You know, they were good people, stick by you, stick up for you. They were good. You're supposed to be common if you worked in the mill, but they were salt of the earth, weren't they?
Yeah. Whoever you know you were working next to, and you were in a mess, they'd come and help you. Everybody helped everybody else if they got in a mess, which they did sometimes because they were, you know, this cheap cotton what they were buying and it wouldn't spin as it should. And that way, so everybody were friendly, you know, nobody being peevish or bullies, there were none of that.
You know, boys and girls all mixing together, and most, you'd either have been to school with them or lived in the same area, wouldn't you? The same people that worked there, but also the mums and dads would be around somewhere, so you didn't really do anything wrong because her mother lived across the road from you.
So you know to get back.
Well, she'll only be telling everything. And that's how it was, because everybody knew everybody, didn't they?
Yeah.
That were there.
It was nearly all the family actually.
Oh yeah, of course they did, yeah. Yeah.
I had all my family in it. I had an uncle, my mother's brother, he was in it, he was a tattler. My grandfather was the boiler houseman down there until he finished work. Who else worked there? My Uncle Jack, my father's brother, he worked in the mule room. There was me, my mother, and I think that was it. Yeah, so there's quite a few of us all working for Himes at the same time. Yeah.
I met my husband there, and they nearly all did, you know. And I looked at them, my sister did, and quite a lot more. They all fell for the husband, and they all got married from there, a lot from Mensa Mill. Yeah. Well, my husband got mine, you know. Oh dear.